hello. Ooh. Man. Nah, I just watched one of my favorite guys in that. He's a YouTuber. He's really cool. He's really fun. I'm gonna get my ninja. Yeah, we'll do that one. Select this one.
Tools ready. Let's get going.
Praise the Lord. Love thy God with all thy heart, all thy soul, and all thy mind. That's what we're supposed to do. Love is a beautiful thing. It's just hard to do with people that are corrupted by Satan.
Hey, don't get complacent and don't get
There's
overconfident.
a lot of stuff
This is a dangerous scenario.
About Muslims. We already know Muslims. What it comes down to is Islam, just to say. The Islamic
Maintain communication down there, okay?
people that they have huge amount of issues with harming women and that and doing. I can't be smart.
Friday yet? I don't know from days.
And like, so I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, like, what is wrong with people?
Stock up on ammo, huh?
Like, there's just so many people are just so fucking stupid. I guess the point. You're like sitting there trying to figure out, like, why are people so dumb? They are. They're just so stupid and retarded. Like all these people are all lefties, all these free Palestine millennials and all that shit. They're just a bunch of fucking retards.
Cut through a portal. Great work.
I run this show.
every morning. Jeez.
Okay, I need a quick chill out session.
Ooh, damn. But anyway, like, it just gets kind of stupid though. Like, people are always, like, Jesus was right the whole entire time. He was never wrong about anything. He was always right. And the more and more we sit there, keep playing these games and that, keep thinking that, well, what about this religious, this, and Jesus was right about everything. He's only God.
Clean headshot.
And the more and more that we start to see this stuff, the more and more we start to see that the guys that were doing these things were wrong. You're just wrong.
Can't fix
That's how it is.
Headshot masterclass right here, people.
Revoked. You think this is
You know,
dangerous?
it's just how
You've
it
never
is.
spun an illegal rave in Belgrade.
And people do get upset about this stuff, but get upset. You guys are just fucking stupid. God tells us to have mercy on you. Yeah, mercy's gonna be given. This is why people get so mad. It's like, how can you do that when a person does such, terrible things and that? I said, well, God tells us to fight against the actual wicked people. Like, people that are just fucking stupid, just say stuff or get in little brawls and that. Like, if someone murders someone, yeah, that person should be put to death. If that person cold-blooded murders someone because they have a feeling that they need to get out, and that feeling is literally just, I want attention to that, so let me go beat the fuck out of someone that. If they don't want to be saved and they get condemned, God teaches us how we should kill people. Certain people that, sit there and do such, wow, that have to be very, very fucked up things too.
10 seconds, team.
You see someone beating a woman and that, you don't walk up to him and be like, oh, have mercy on that woman. It's not about mercy for that person to have. It's individual mercy. When I say that, it comes down to If you really think about mercy, oh fuck, that fart was great. Mercy comes down to you have mercy upon someone that was like kind of ignorant towards you and shit. Like if someone's ignorant towards you, and they're not like they're just saying something that doesn't make sense. Then you know it's like okay, you know you can understand that. I don't know if I got up anything at all. Nope. Okay. But yeah, it's like understanding people can do specific things, but as righteous people, we fight against those things. And how much people get offended by those things, you know, like there's stories going all over the place, especially about gay people. Gay people now are starting to be pushed to being kind of the most ridiculous, evil fucking people in the fucking world. And here's my take on that. Say it's, you know, the person itself being gay is a bad thing. But how it poisons people's minds, it gets to the point where it starts to really develop them to start to hate humanity.
In your face.
And they start hating reproduction, they start hating all these things and that. And they start doing things that are actually not fucking good for society. Like most gay people said they get very, very upset when they can't get a guy to get them. And they'll say specific things. I've been hearing a lot. They're taught this shit. And it's like they'll say they say it's not a practice. They say practicing. They say homosexuality is not a practice. Okay. No, it is, but okay. We'll just go down that road of what you say is true. And they say, well, why do you do it then? Because you want to be one of the girls. Because you're a man. And you know being a woman is a lot easier than being a fucking man. That's why you do the, that's why you... That's one reason. Another reason, to be honest, you want life to be easier, you want to be attentionated, and you don't know how to get women. I'm only saying this stuff because this is how I see it. You know, and I see it all the time. I hear about it.
Just seeing one.
Cully gets it popping in the club.
And the funny thing is, like, people get so fucking butthurt about it. And you're just sitting there, like, thinking to yourself, like, dude, you're doing this to yourself. Network connection error. It's always connection error. Oh my god, I don't know why there's a connection error in single player mode. But every time I get in a discussion with someone like that, like a gay guy always thinks when a straight man does something nice or something like sweet, they always want to state some really fucking homophobic shit. And the shit's kind of annoying. And like the more you think about that, and like if you ever hear about it, you talk about it, and you're all like why do you do those things? Like I'm just being dead fucking honest. Like what the fuck is people's problem? Like dude. Look at that bonus, 25% more melee damage and 20% more bash damage. That is actually astounding. But no, this shit just gets really fucking annoying. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's, I guess. Yeah, I'll get the toxic one then. Yeah, more and more people are just getting tired of it. No, a lot of people want to get mad about this shit and that. Like, get fucking mad, bro. Like, literally, no one gives a fuck. Like, every time I see people sit there and they play these fucking games with people's minds and that, I just look at them like, yeah, but you just I say, if you want to be fucking gay, then be fucking gay. Leave other people alone. Because when it comes down to it, almost everybody, no one's gay. You put yourself into that position because of a mental state of mind. You look at what people say and that they like most gay people, especially ones I do talk to now that come on out, they have their lives just suck. Their lives just suck. Okay, so this one can get the 25% more melee damage. Nice. Dude, that's some crazy amount of damage. I don't know if all of them can get it, but I'm thinking that they can. Well, it's just really shocking to see. Zerings that time. That's not too bad. Maybe let's go with toxic then. Yeah, I got two and they gave me that 25% damage thing, but I don't think this one's gonna give it to me. I think it only gives you like 5 or 6 different types. That's actually really good. Bonus 5 damage within 10 meters, 3 or more enemies. 142, 245. But yeah, it's just every time we go throughout history, that everything starts with impurity of the way that God wants us to be. People get fitted, yeah. It always starts with people that want to change their sexuality into something that is not given to them to birth. If you got cock and balls, you're supposed to be with the woman. If a woman's got a vagina, the cock goes in the vagina to reproduce. This shit's pretty self-explanatory why we should do these things. If people don't teach you the birds and the bees, and they'll teach you sexuality when you're young, you develop your own sexuality. And I'll be dead fucking serious with this shit. People themselves develop their own sexuality, and then they get fucking mad because people don't fucking like them. Yeah, because you're doing something that's against the normal state of fucking matter.
I feel so alive!
People don't like when people go against what's naturally fucking important.
Put it out!
Well, like you guys I work with tonight. He's like, oh, I complain because, you know, people, you know, don't like me in that. Guys don't like me in that because yeah, that's right. Straight men don't like gay guys. Okay? It's just plain simple. There's a reason why reproduction needs to be there.
Complete.
Nightfall's in the house.
And there's a reason why people get really fucking offended by that shit. Because they're fucking retarded.
Come to Papa.
Like, people continuously get offended by it. It's never fucking men. Unless they're fucking gay. Nah, I'm just getting tired of getting fucking talked to like that. Like the guy I'm working with now, you know, he's a cool dude in that. The dude just doesn't know how to act, and he's so confused. Why don't people tell me this is how people should be? Basically, like, what do you mean? You listen to a bunch of gay-ass influencers say, well, if men don't do that, they're homophobic, they're bad people. No, it's just men don't like fucking guys, you fucking retards. It has nothing to do about being homophobic. Like, you guys just make up shit.
Check your ammo.
Like, practicing fucking dudes and thinking being attracted to dudes is a better way than being attracted to a woman, which is supposed to be like that. Hence the reason why God calls gay abomination. It's not because the act of it is completely bad if the person keeps it to their fucking self. It doesn't broadcast it. There's some gay people actually are really fucking cool people. They keep it to themselves. They're like, I ain't gay. I'll be with a gay person. I have to know the person's gay, which is, you know, not a lot of people. I used to know a gay guy. I used to work out with him off and on at one of the old gyms I used to go to. Dude was gay, but he was a very, you know, well, honestly, I don't think he was gay, honestly. I think he's a very masculine gay guy. And I said, why the fuck you gay then? I was like, you know how hard it is to get in a relationship when barely like 1% to 2% of the population is actually fucking gay? Like, there's not a lot of gay people out there. There's a lot of people that are intermixed, but when you look at their mindset, they're just fucked up in that. Like, why be gay when you have the hardest time to be? It's not even about being accepted. It's a hard time to be part of society that when you want to like dudes, the majority of them get enticed by this because they hang out with a lot of fucking women. Here's what I tell you: when you hang around with a lot of women in that, and you're a man, you become very feminine. It turns you gay. Oh wow, really? Oh my god, I didn't know that. You know, no, that's how it works. Now, it doesn't make you fully gay. No, it turns you into a gay, you know, person because you're listening to girls talk about sucking dick and shit, and then you get involved with it, and then they ask you because you're a man. It's like, oh. And then you start talking about fucking sucking dick and shit. And that's how it goes. That's why men talk about fucking women all the time. Talk about eating pussy. Or talk about, you know, blasting titties and shit. We talk about those things because that's what we're attracted to. You know, we bring up those things as that's full-on attraction. You know, like when I see a chick with a tight round ass, I look at him like that fucking looks good. You know, an ass is an ass. But this is how to devote yourself. When I see a chick with some titties and ass, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I can identify that's a woman. My brain triggers excitement. I get aroused. I see a really good looking chick bend over and that, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna get aroused. These are the things that you're taught. And yes, it is a taught matter. You are taught this way. And then when people don't, they say majority of people accept it. Women can complain about it, but women love attention. They love being Googled at if the guy's hot. Oh, they love it. They complain about it. Let them complain. They just talk about it because they have no idea how to deal with it. Like one of the chicks that I work with at work and that, She has a huge issue with thinking that people are staring at her. She thinks really sexual of every damn thing that happens to her, like talking to her or whatever it is. I'm looking at her like, what do you mean? Whoa, they should talk to me like that. I'm like, that's because you're a pervert. You think of perverted things in your mind. You think everyone's perverted. People don't talk to you like that because they're perverted. They talk to you like that because that's just how they talk. Like when feminists went, like when you hear these feminist women online, what do they always talk about? All men want is sex. What do those women do? All they want is sex. They literally want to fuck all the time and complain about leaving a dude or a dude leaving them. If you're not practicing these sort of things, you won't be like that. People say, well, why do people, you want to say, naturally, when you're a kid, I've been through myself. I was a kid that, the reason why I would say that I used to be kind of like, I was bi-curious, just to say, I didn't know what I liked that. The reason why is because it was easier to get close to a guy because I could be friends with them. It's hard to get close to a woman, not because I didn't understand women. But now I understand what they want, so I don't do that anymore. That's kind of how it is when you practice gay stuff. You're scared. You're scared to do what's naturally good for you because it's hard. It's difficult. Yeah, being with a woman is rather difficult and rather hard. It's not fucking easy, but when it comes down to it, it's very simple. Well, why? Well, you're saying it's hard, but simple. Simple doesn't mean it's not hard. Simple just means it's very, very little amount of things that you have to do. It's difficult because your mind's going to relay emotions like they relay emotions. You can't do that. So when you talk to a woman, you're supposed to be the sweetheart. You're supposed to be like sugar, and they're like spice. Because women are very spicy. They're very argumentative, and they dramatize shit. Guys are supposed to be sweet and be like, oh, it's okay, Not agree with them, but just say okay. It makes life easier. Jesus tells us to not argue with women, not to argue with anybody, because arguments don't really get anything done. You disagree with what they have to say, but you do what is right for them. You do what's good for them. Not everybody has a good way of thinking, because some people are just really fucking stupid. So when you get into that bubble with them, and they'll argue back. That's what this one lady does. There's one young lady. She argues with me about really simple stuff. She won't listen, and then I just don't talk to her. And then she goes on and on and on and on. And I say, you know what that is? That's panic. Your panic seduction. You're panicking yourself because you're trying to figure out how to be smarter than the person that's talking to you. And you panic yourself and you start rambling about just random stuff that doesn't actually correlate with anything. It's like if you actually listen, it's very simple. But these sort of people that have this, like, I would say non-logical mindset, they're just all emotions. I listen to how they talk, and they're always like firing bullets everywhere. Like, they won't stop shooting. If they had an automatic gun, they just keep on shooting and shooting and shooting because they're emotionally upset over anything and everything. And they're like, well, I can't come down because of people. No, it's because of you. Okay? You are the fucking problem. You need to learn. You need to be more disciplined. No one else around you needs to do anything because they don't know why you're doing the things that you're doing. They're looking at you like, bitch, be crazy. I said, when you start to figure out that you are the problem, because whoever raised you didn't teach you simple discipline, ways of living life, like respect people, respect your elders, listen to people when they're talking to you, you learn how to be massively disobedient, and you never want to, exactly. When Jesus said, have mercy upon them, Father, forgive them, for they do not know. Jesus was literally talking about exactly what I'm saying about this person. Because I'm learning too. I used to have this thing that I never respect men that were weaker than me. Like, if a man's weaker than me, I never gave them much respect. I never listened to him, because they'd say, well, you're not stronger than me, so why have to listen to you? And they'll say, well, I'm smarter than you, I know more than you. Yeah, but I don't care because you're weak. I used to have that kind of thing in my mind, and now I don't. I love listening to people. I change my ways. Exactly. You can change the way that you think about things. Now you don't change the things that you like to do, like what gets you, like your favorite colors and stuff like that. And that's the sort of thing, or the things that you actually like to do. Like, I'm a very numbered type person. I love counting stuff and that. That's why I like RPGs and that. I love KillingFloor and that and the stuff like that. I like to use my hands and eyes a lot. Hands and eye coordination are rather fucking high in that. I like to move around in that. Them are the sort of things that are naturally just, you just grow up with. You just retain to that. It's a childhood thing that you just keep on doing until, you die. Because you don't stop being a child. It's just being an adult is just being selective. Like, you have to learn responsibilities. But you don't take life seriously at all. You take life seriously when you need to. When people ponder about things, and I know they do. That's just how our minds work. Once you get something in your mind, it's hard to get out of it. And that's the hardest thing about changing someone, is for them to unlearn the stuff that they know and put in stuff that's actually true. And you get all these people this is why I love God so much, because he's just plain Jane, just truth. He basically tells us how to be, and he tells us that being like this is your best opportunity to be with me, because this is how I am. The two words again, I am, to be like I am. So when Christ was alive, walking around, he was teaching his disciples to teach the world to be like I am. Loving, caring, look for the person's heart, not for the physiology. Yes, people should be skinny, because sloth means fat, basically. People that are lazy, sloth means a lot of different things. But it means that you're lazy, you're probably fat, you're very unhealthy, and that you don't follow the simple rules of what we have been given. And just say, when we go down these roads and we look at people that are like this, and they complain about their lives, you know why you complain? Because you're not doing the things that are naturally that you're supposed to do. No one taught you anything. You rebel against the things that are making life easier for you, but you choose to be stupid and ignorant. So every time I talk to the older sister, like I said, I have nothing against these people. They have really good hearts. They're actually really cool people. But their mindsets are kind of unorthodox and very complainy. And they never like to listen. They talk about stuff. And there's never a conversation. There's just a dominus effect where they talk and they want to be heard over everybody else. Even though a conversation is a group effort to talk back and forth. And there's many times that this person will well, let me get my stuff out. No, the thing is, you're talking about things that have nothing to do with what the conversation's about. For instance, I was having a conversation about one of the people I work at. I was trying to explain all this and that. And she does listen to a certain extent. But when it comes down to things that she doesn't want to actually do, she gets kind of offended by it, to a certain extent. And so something happened in that, and people really do get upset in that. So when people talk about stuff, they get upset when they're wrong. And I understand why, but like I say, well, if you're wrong, then accept what is right. You accept the basic truth. That's why the truth always sets you free. It's basic truth. So we had a problem that one of the guys, he's acting GM right now because our GM had just had a kid and all that stuff like that. She's going through all those processes of that. And so like I'm sitting there and I'm just like, okay, it's like he was telling, we were supposed to wash the trays now. We're supposed to spray them off. We're supposed to wash them in the sink and that because it literally states that we're supposed to do that. Because there's some people leave a lot of stuff on there that you still just wipe them off with towels. I said, no, we're supposed to like actually clean them and soak them in sanitizer and that. And I saw the paperwork. It says how to clean trays. And he says you have to go through the sink. And so one of the guys, of course, the gay guy that's sitting there, he's the other man today. He got, really offended by it. I'm like, oh my god, you guys get offended by every damn thing that happens to you. Can't you say that you're just wrong? Being gay is wrong, okay? Can't accept that, so, but everything else that you accept, you're like, I don't want to be wrong, Like you're wrong about almost everything in your life anyway until you're right. It's just how wrong and right actually work. You're stupid first before you become smart. It's not like you're smart and you become stupid. If you actually know actual truth, then you'll never know lies because you don't need to know lies because lies are just absolutely fucking pointless. And like so, like he was getting all kind of like upset about it. He stayed upset like the whole damn day about it. You're really really hard to have a conversation with without you freaking the fuck out and emotionalizing and panicking and like going through all these type of things. And I say your active discipline is pretty fucking low when it comes down to certain things that happen. And so I was just like, and I told him, like, why are you so upset at me? Because of this, people telling me this and that. Then stop believing what these people are saying. Go to the basics of rules. I said, the basic rules tell us to do that, then you have to accept that. If other people want to argue about it, I said, well, I really don't give a fuck. It's not what we actually have to do. It's what we, this is what we have to do. I said, what you're trying to do is you're trying to believe everybody else. So I talked to, one of the girls that kept telling this person this. And she's one of the crazy sisters. She's the older one, man. She's the one, that I have a little thing for that. But, like, she was trying to over-explain it. I said, why is it your matter? And then she said, well, as long as I get clean, then I guess it doesn't matter. There you go. See, you did all that explaining that, but you said at the end of the day, as long as it gets clean, it doesn't matter. When you said like that, it sounds like that you were saying that you were wrong, but you wanted to iterate it in a different way. That's fucking really good progress then. You're admitting to it in a very neutral way. Exactly. As long as they get clean, who gives a fucking shit? But they complain, because they're not being dried off from that. Well, we don't use a million fucking trays. The trays, every once in a while we do, and that. But like, what I was saying is like, you came down to a really good conclusion that it was a neutral conclusion that as long as they get clean, it doesn't matter. So there wasn't no right or wrong, but the rules dictate we do like this. But as long as people, when they wipe them down, they get them clean. Because not all trays are going to be super fucking dirty, but sometimes they are. Sometimes people put sauce and cheese all over them, that we have to rinse them off. There's just too much stuff on them. And so we do. And that's what it was. It's just so like, well, you do it to yourself. Yeah, I'm about ready to get going to gym. I'm gonna leave a little later today. wait till nightfall. And once the sun goes down, it was humans. It was humid yesterday. Enough walking around. Oh man, I'm getting old. Shit. But yeah, when it comes down to the truth, it's just if it makes really good sense, it's just a neutral, like there's always a neutral way of dealing with almost everything. Toxic thing works really well. But yeah, so like the more we start thinking about these things, the more we start to notice specific things about life. And some people are just being fucking lied to.
Oh, easy. Hostile, motherfucker!
But yeah, it's just the way people act from that. It just gets to that point where you're just like, oh.
I can't be defeated! Nothing left! That is the thing that I'm talking about!
You maybe want to
It's
grab
nice
some
to
ammo.
be pretty fucking cool. Ah, oh. You know, the bow is good, but my god, I can't use it all the time. The explosion radius to this is massively fucking huge.
A good start. 25% eliminated. Wow, you are really cutting through it.
That's electrified and hardy! Not done yet! Ha! Send more to me!
Wow. Excellent takedown on that flesh bound.
Not too bad. Shit costs too much, bro. The only thing bad about these arrows, man, they cost way too damn much. That's why I only should use them every now and again. It's not like the exploding bullets, they're cheap as fuck, these are restrictions. I get my little carb thing going on pretty sure. I hate that fat asses can run. I tried. Got 5 Z stacks, that's fucking good. Nice. Pretty good right now. That's a lot of force damage.